On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk,
is the person who you are on the inside. So if you really are that dude, if you really chiseled yourself out to be that guy, you right, Logic, to a degree. You could try and put up a representative, but like somebody with discernment is gonna smoke it out. And I think it's the same way with a female. I know y'all talking femininity and stuff like that, but that character, man, a person that has discernment, you're gonna smoke that out, man. You can't put on that representative. And if you're having a really engaging conversation, I mean, think about, let's take it not even in the club, Logic. Let's take it like let's say you at a speakeasy, say you at, you know, a bar where the conversations are low and stuff like that. You don't think in the course of an evening you can get a good feel for I'm not saying it's got to be a spot on read. Do you think you can get a good feel for a person's character in that amount of time?
No, I'm making assumptions. That's what I'm saying. That's all you're making.
So masculine. I'm just trying to figure out where
that, as much as me and Kayla got into it, I don't think that she would operate like that in person either.
Maybe because you didn't operate like a certain way in person.
Everybody knows I'm mad.
Anton, you just gave Logic a whole thing.
We can
about
say
how
all the maybes.
You just gave Logic a whole thing about how men create the environment. So could it be you?
Sometimes men create the environment that create a masculine woman. That's correct. I don't know why people operate the way that they do online. In the same way that you, Kay, say that you never see the same type of behavior that you see online. Also, you say the same thing that I say.
Like in terms of overall society, like all these men complain about plates and stuff. I don't know. I don't see that type of thing. But we're not talking about that overarching. We're talking about like you, me, people you've met. And I picked me specifically because I think I think you might have called Courtney masculine once or twice, but I think you've called me, or maybe it was jealous. Maybe it was jealous that he said, whatever it was.
All right, we got to get back
on
track.
Okay.
Listen, the point is, to answer your question, I believe that people are different on the internet than they are in real life.
Are you?
I don't believe that women that operate or meet a certain type of dude with a certain type of energy can even hold that, become that masculine thing. And then you always gonna have anomalies. But like I said, I have never seen that happen in person.
Are you
how people are online? I don't know why people feel like that online, but in person, that's not how it flows.
Are you different online than in real life, in your own words?
I'm sorry?
Are you different online versus in real life?
No, I'm the same. As a matter of fact, I'm 10 times exactly what I am online.
Okay. Can I get one alibi, JR? Hold up, because you can't let Anton out the rope on this one. Because what he just stated is exactly what I said. That K is one way. This girl.
Logic. The example that we were using and that we were speaking to was when you meet somebody in person, can you tell within a few hours of how she is?
Okay, Anton, look, I looked at your video that you did in Atlanta, right? So could you say these women you say that was super feminine, that you spent the whole time with them, or was you bouncing around the entire night?
I bounced around the whole entire night.
Okay, so now just say if the whole thing was 4 hours and you probably spent 20 minutes with that woman.
No, I spent a lot of time with all of the people because
No, this is what I'm saying. If you spent 4 hours and you're bouncing around, you're eating, you're drinking or whatever, is it fair to say that the most you could have possibly spent with that one woman to actually assess that she's super feminine and super dope is max 20 minutes?
No.
So you telling me you would spend an hour with each one of these women and you said that was super feminine, super dope?
No, I was talking to a lot of them in groups for extended periods of time at the same time.
And that was enough time.
It's probably, listen, you can ask them. Ask anybody that came to the Atlanta meetup. I spent an extended amount of time with everybody. And sometimes it was in group settings, and you can see certain women laugh in a certain way, and some of them was with their homegirls and all of that. And we would sit, we would kick it, and we would talk for an extended period of time. It wasn't hard to figure out.
But Anton, don't you know, like when the chick go out, especially when you first meet them, all of them is super feminine and super dope. They try to catch eyes. What they gonna do? They gonna show their masculine side? They gonna show the side they act? No, every chick that you first meet will be super, they will be their best.
And you can still listen. And you can see through it. If you pay attention, you can see through it. You can see through it. You can see exactly the type of chick that she is. And I'm just gonna say, and this is just my personal opinion, dudes that can't see through it, that's why they always losing with chicks. That's why they the main ones that be sitting there whining, talking about all these girls and all of this other type of stuff. It's certain dudes in society that in real life, they don't have those type of problems. They don't have issues with women. I know dudes that ain't never had issues with women in their entire life, and they ain't married. It's certain dudes that ain't complaining, don't have one complaint about women at all. And the overwhelming majority of men may, but it's other dudes that don't have that problem. So if you see them whining, you know that hit dogs holler. They just don't know women. They don't know how to have discernment. They don't know how to have conversation. They don't know how to read body language. They don't know how to pay attention to women. You need to pay attention and listen. Maybe they just paying attention and trying to bust it down and not actually listening to what she say. It's easy to discern what a woman is about within a few hours, bro. That's not hard to do.
Next topic. I'm good.
You know what's funny, JR? We was talking about character Tuesday, and this is why I say character is more important than image, because I do think it's funny because like none of us are a monolith, none of us are robots, none of us are 100% this way all the time. You adjust for the space that you in, but you know what you can't fake is the person who you are on the inside. So if you really are that dude, if you really chiseled yourself out to be that guy, you right, Logic, to a degree. You could try and put up a representative, but like somebody with discernment is gonna smoke it out. And I think it's the same way with a female. I know y'all talking femininity and stuff like that, but that character, man, a person that has discernment, you gonna smoke that out, man. You can't put on that representative. And if you're having a really engaging conversation, I mean, think about, let's take it not even in the club, Logic. Let's take it like, let's say you at a speakeasy, say you at, a bar where the conversations are low and stuff like that. You don't think in the course of an evening, you can get a good feel for, I'm not saying it's got to be a spot on read. Do you think you can get a good feel for a person's character in that amount of time?
No, I'm making assumptions. That's what I'm saying. That's all you're making.